Christian Kids Automation.
Hello kids! Welcome to Christian Kids Animation. We're so glad you're here to enjoy fun, colorful animated Bible stories that help you learn about God's love every week. In today's video, you'll hear the amazing story of Samson, the strong man God chose to help his people. If you enjoy our videos, we kindly ask you to support our channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing so we can keep bringing you more exciting Bible stories and songs. Once upon a time, the people of Israel were having a tough time. They kept forgetting to be good. So their enemies, the big, grumpy Philistines, bossed them around for 40 long years. In a little town, there lived a good couple named Manoah and his wife. Now, Manoah's wife really wanted a baby, but she couldn't have one. One sunny day, a shiny figure appeared to her. It was a special messenger from God, bright and beautiful.
Listen closely. Even though you have no children now, you are going to have a baby boy. He will be super special. He will start to save Israel from the grumpy Philistines.
The messenger gave her special rules to keep the baby safe.
You must not drink any wine or grown-up drinks. You must eat healthy foods. And the most important rule for the boy, no razor must ever touch his hair. His long hair will be the sign that he is a Nazirite, a child dedicated to God from the very start.
Manoah's wife ran to tell her husband the wonderful news.
Oh, wow. Please, God, send that man back to teach us how to raise this super special boy.
And guess what? God heard Manoah. The messenger came back again while the wife was in the field. She rushed to get Manoah, and he asked the messenger,
What should this boy do when he grows up?
He just needs to follow all the rules I told your wife. She must follow them, and his hair must never be cut.
Manoah and his wife were so grateful. They offered a big sacrifice to God. As the fire blazed up to the sky, the bright messenger actually flew up in the flames. Manoah and his wife knew right then they had talked to a very special angel of the Lord. Soon after, the baby boy was born. They named him Samson. He grew bigger and bigger, and God blessed him with amazing strengths. When Samson grew up, he fell in love with a girl from the grumpy Philistine village of Timnah. Samson's parents weren't sure about this, but God had a plan. One day, on the way to Timnah, a scary, roaring young lion suddenly jumped out at Samson. The power of God filled Samson up, and he was so strong that he tore the lion apart with his bare hands. Roar! Crunch! He didn't tell anyone about the amazing thing he had done. Later, Samson went back to Timnah. He looked at the lion's dead body, and guess what he saw? A swarm of bees had made sweet honey inside. Samson scooped out the yummy honey and ate it. He even gave some to his parents, but he still didn't tell them where he found it. At his wedding party, Samson met 30 Philistine friends.
I've got a challenge, a riddle for you. If you can solve it in 7 days, I'll give you 30 fancy outfits. If you can't, you give me 30 outfits. Out of the eater came something to eat, and out of the strong came something sweet.
The Philistines were stuck. They couldn't figure it out. They were so angry that they whispered mean things to Samson's wife.
Find out the answer, or we will burn down your house.
Samson's wife cried and cried until Samson finally gave in and told her the secret. She quickly told the 30 men, just before the 7 days were up. The men said to Samson,
"What is sweeter than honey? And what is stronger than a lion?"
Aha! You only solved my riddle because my own wife told you the answer.
Samson was furious. God's power filled him again. And he went and got the 30 outfits from some other Philistines and gave them to the men who solved the riddle. He went home very, very angry, and his Philistine wife was given to another man. When Samson went back for his wife, her father wouldn't let him see her.
I'm going to get revenge on the Philistines.
Samson came up with a crazy plan. He caught 300 foxes. He tied their tails together, 2 by 2, and put a little fire torch between each pair. Then he let them loose. The burning foxes ran through the Philistines' fields, burning up all their wheat and olive trees. The Philistines were so mad they burned down the house of Samson's former wife and her father. Samson, even angrier, attacked the Philistines and fought them all off. The people of Israel were afraid of the Philistines, so they went and tied Samson up with 2 brand new, thick ropes and brought him to the Philistine army. The Philistines started yelling and cheering, but suddenly, the power of God exploded inside Samson. He easily snapped the thick ropes like they were tiny burnt threads. Samson found a fresh donkey's jawbone on the ground, a big piece of bone. He grabbed it and, with the amazing strength God gave him, he fought and defeated 1,000 Philistine soldiers all by himself. Samson was thirsty after all that fighting, but God was with him. God made water rush out of a rock so Samson could drink and get his strength back. Samson was a judge and leader of Israel for 20 years. Samson fell in love with a woman named Delilah. The nasty Philistine rulers saw their chance.
Delilah, if you can trick Samson into telling you the secret to his great strength, we will give you a mountain of silver.
Delilah tried 3 times to trick Samson into telling her his secret, but he only told her silly made-up ways to tie him up. She tied him with 7 new bowstrings. He easily snapped them. She tied him with new ropes. He snapped them like thread. She wove his hair into a big cloth on a loom. He simply pulled up the loom. Delilah pouted and nagged and nagged.
You don't love me. You won't tell me your secret.
She was so annoying that Samson was worn out and finally told her his deepest secret.
No one can cut my hair. If my hair is shaved, I will lose my strength and become weak like any other person. My long hair is the sign of my promise to God.
Delilah was happy. While Samson was sleeping on her lap, she called a man to shave off his 7 long braids. Then she shouted,
"Samson, the Philistines are here."
Samson woke up and tried to fight them off, but he was weak. He didn't know the amazing power of God had left him because he had broken his promise. The Philistines grabbed Samson, tied him up, and took him to prison. They gouged out his eyes so he couldn't see. In the dark prison, Samson was forced to grind grain. But as time passed, his hair began to grow back, and the power began to return. The Philistines held a huge party in their temple to celebrate catching Samson. They brought blind Samson out to entertain them. Thousands of people were there. Samson whispered to the boy who was leading him,
"Please, lead me to the two big pillars that hold up the whole temple. I want to lean on them."
Samson prayed to God.
"Lord, please remember me. Give me my strength back just one last time."
Samson put one hand on each of the giant pillars. He pushed with all his might, all the strength that God had given him.
"Let me die with the Philistines."
Crash! Boom! The whole temple fell down, and Samson and all the Philistine rulers were buried under the rubble. Samson died, but in his final act, he saved the people of Israel from the worst of the Philistines' leaders. He was a hero who showed that with a special promise to God, even the impossible is possible.
Samson walked along the road where tall green bushes grew. A roaring lion jumped at him. What would Samson do? With God's great power in his hands, he grabbed the lion's mane. He tore it down with mighty strength, God's power not his own again. Samson, Samson, strong in God's might, facing a lion, he won the fight. God gave him power from above to help his people with courage and love. Days went by and Samson came walking back that way. Inside the lion's body now a swarm of bees had made a stay. Samson took a handful sweet honey, golden bright. He shared it with his mom and dad. What a funny sight. Samson, Samson, strong in God's might, facing a lion, he won the fight. God gave him power from above to help his people with courage and love. A lion once was danger, but God can turn it sweet. He helps his children every day. Our God can't be beat.
Christian Kids Automation.